Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandan Rajana Ranjana Ramanatira Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की शील गोपाल की आय गोपालते। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Moving from teachings of Lord Chaitanya. If you have accessible books, reading from teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 12, the devotee. Okay. So I think I was being told that we need to start from this, and in addition to these, there are 35 items. Okay. Yeah. I think yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. To these 35 items, another 4 can be, right? Hmm. Oh, Jnana Chक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्पातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतानं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So happy to be in RVC Yoga after I think couple of months or something like that, right? Some new faces. Rourkela. NIT Rourkela? Acha. Don't know from which place you are? Haldia wise. Oh, lot of Haldia devotee. Huh? UP. You're working here? Where? Oh, TCS. We are belong to one family. I'm also in TCS. And you are, Roji? You are in Temple. Okay. Good. Yes, I think mostly are the previous ones. So 35 items have been described so far. Lord Chaitanya is in this book. Currently in this chapter, we're talking about the devotee. And now devotee is judged by his actions, and thus 64 actions. This comes in Hari Bhakti Vilas actually. The 64 angas which Rupa Goswami is also kind of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and also it comes in Hari Bhakti Vilas also it comes. Mainly it is being categorized in 64 as such, but actually there are many, but 64 are the main. And the angas, basically the definition of anga is also given in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So anga means two types of actions. One is the action which is complex, which involves multiple internal actions, like Archana, deity worship is having a lot of internal actions, But then surrendering to Guru is like one action, So there are complex actions, and there are, actions which are singular. So this is the variety in this angas of devotional service. Of this 64 are many. Just like Upanishads, there are many, They're not 108 Upanishads. Innumerable. Innumerable. There's no limit. But 108 are known and main. So of that again there is a calculation. Similarly, angas are innumerable. 64 are like defined over here. Of this again there are varieties. Okay. So we have done 35. I'll not go back and what angas or devotional service. And we'll start from after 35. This includes avoidance, descriptions, main, everything. Okay. So like after the 10 are done, the next 10, avoidance and all those things. If you want to read it more elaborately, you can refer to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And there are a lot of commentaries also on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And G. Goswami, there's a commentary, and there's a commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Elaborately describes. So I have taken some excerpts from those commentaries also. Today will be just, while we are going through these angas, so I am not very good in memorizing verses. So I'll refer to these. Somebody would like to read?
These 35 items are added another 4. Marking one's body with sandalwood pulp to show that one is a Vaishnava. Second, painting one's body with the holy names of the Lord. Third, covering one's body.
This is in Padma Puran, like first what you told, marking one's body with sandalwood pulp to show. So the verse which comes is Atha Vaishnava Chinadhriti Yatha Padme. These are Vaishnav Chinna in the body. Because these angas, there are 3 categories, like I told complex action and singular action. And there are 3 levels. One is at the level of body, and then in the level of mind and the level of senses, kaya mana vacha. Okay, so that's how these are different. So this is mainly to do with what we do with our external body. Okay, so Padma Puran talks about this. Ye kantha lagna tulasi nalinaksha mala, ye bahu mula parichinta sankha chakra, ye va lalat falake lasad urdhva punras, te Vaishnava Bhuvanam Ashu Pavitrayani. wearing the marks of Vaishnava shown in Padma Puran. You know. So what it says is those Vaishnavas who have tulsi beads, lotus seed beads, and japa beads around their necks, who have their shoulders marked with the signs of conch and chakra, and who have tilaka on their foreheads, quickly purify the earth. That's how it says. So that is the commentary on this. Marking one's body with sandalwood pulp to show that one is a Vaishnava. So actually this tilak it purifies the body, and by mantras in the touch, when you use the mantras and by the touch of the tilak, and the body is purified, that it can be used for the service of Lord. Idea is to purify ones. Continue to purify. These are pancharatrik processes. There are three things, right? Bhagavad Vidhi and then pancharatrik Vidhi. Subsidiary is Varnashram. Okay. So pancharatrik Vidhi is, because we identify with the external body, we identify with the conditioning, so we need to constantly undergo the processes which purify our body and mind. Okay, because we identify. Just like you see Prithu Maharaj, when he gave up, we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, when he actually, gave up his kingdom and all everything. So he was even in the stool and urine, he was smelling quite well, nicely, and he was very happy in that also. That's Bhagavad Vidhi, on this attack. Actually, it doesn't identify at all with the conditions. So it doesn't, there's no point purifying it, right? So, but when one identifies, then Pancharatrik comes in. That's why Pancharatrik comes in. When one is identifying and not only identifying but getting impacted by the conditioning, Varnashram comes in. I'm getting the point? That's how it is. Bhagavat means it's like, of course, the Navavidha Bhakti is also like 4 items comes in Bhagavat Vidhi and 5 comes in Pancharatri. That's how it is, like hearing, chanting, Smaranam. They're like Bhagavat Vidhi proper. Like, but Archanam, Dasyam and all those things, they come in the Pancharatri. Like that it is. So Bhagavat Vidhi is essentially to do with hearing and chanting, only glorifying. Like Prabhupada also, when he went to West, first thing he established was Bhagavad Gita. He started with classes, and Kirtan. Then he introduced Pancharatrik. Then he told like that. So these are the 3. So this is to do with Pancharatrik, because tendency is that we go down. That is a tendency that the consciousness. While we say the consciousness is internal, but then these external activities will impact our consciousness. Will impact. Okay. So 64 items balances it very nicely. It balances it. That while we are identifying with certain external things, and we don't get lost only with externals, then there are internal things as well. Okay. So that balance is being established in this 64 items. The next.
Second, painting one's body with the holy names of the Lord. Third, covering one's body with the remnants of deities' coverings.
So this painting one's body also is like, there's a verse, Naam Akshara Dhriti Yatha Skande. It comes in Skanda Puran. Hari Namakshara Yutam Bhale Gopi Mridankitam. Tulasi Malik Korashkam Sprishayur Na Yamodpata. Wearing the syllables of name shown in Skanda Puran. Servants of Yam will not touch those who have names of Hari on their body. Okay. Who have Gopi Chandan Tilak on their forehead and who have Tulsi beads on their chest. Okay, so how it is. Now you don't actually, there is a, like that but there are devotees who kind of put their holy name on their, bodies and that. So some devotees, they do it. But again, it is to basically remind ourselves, of when we are too absorbed in external consciousness, that purifies us. Of course, this benefit is always there. The Kali Yuga, the problem is that one gets too, you know, absorbed in external. So we'll come to that actually. Third is covering one's body with remnants of deity cause, which means garlands, maha, what we talk about, right? So that is first. So this is also there. This is this comes in 11th canto. Nirmalya dhriti yatha ekadashe. Okay. Tvayopabhukta shrakgandha vasa alankar charchita uchishta bhojino dashastava mayam jayemahi. Wearing the garlands used by the Lord, shown in the 11th canto. Simply by decorating ourselves with the garlands, fragrant oils, clothes, and ornaments that you have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. In this connection, what comes is, it looks very simple, no? Just wearing garlands. Wearing garlands, fragrant oils, clothes. It's such a simple activity. But what it says is, one will indeed conquer illusion. Who says, who is saying this? To whom? Uddhav is telling to Krishna. Okay. So now, before this verse, what Uddhav says, this is important to be noted. This statement of Uddhav. Okay. Vat vasana ya rishaya sramana urdhra manthina brahmakhyam dham te yanti shanta sannyasino mala. Vayam tva iha mahayogin brahmanta karma vratmashu tvad varteya tarishyamas tavakair dustaram tamaha. Naked sages who seriously endeavor, seriously endeavor in spiritual practice, who have raised their semen upward, who are peaceful and sinless, member of the renounced order, attain the spiritual abode called Brahman. O greatest of mystics, although we are conditioned souls wandering on the path of fruitive work, we will certainly cross beyond the darkness of this material world simply by hearing about your lordship in the association of your devotees. That's what the point is, and then Uddhav talks about this, that even your garlands and even your maha is like sufficient, and we'll cross over the illusory energy just by wearing. What faith, faith. So that's the very important part of devotional life is it's Gyan Karmadin Avritam. It is uncovered by Gyan and Karma. It is very simple, it is very profound, and it is very mystical path of devotional service. Gyan is like, no, I mean, I'm gonna achieve it by my own this thing. I will do it. That's what it says. But the mood of devotional bhakti bhav is very different. Bhakti bhav is doesn't go into the zone of gyan also, and it doesn't get interfered by karma also. Karma means again like no, I'm more driven by the mellows of enjoyment, and gyan means I am driven more by the mellows of controllership. That's how it is. I want to control even my perfection. Even the perfection is controlled by me. While I'm decided to kind of give up the material perfection, but that's the mood of a devotee. Then these items literally give the benefit what it is giving. Okay, but when it is driven by karma, when it is driven by gyan, wherein I'm showing myself, and by doing this, but the mood is not to please the Lord, then it becomes a problem. Then it is not yielding the benefit it is supposed to yield. Or if I do this to gain popularity, or if I do this to gain, prominence, or if I do this to gain all these things, then it becomes a problem. That's karma. Okay, you're getting my point, right? So that is a mood behind doing all these very simple activities. Very simple. So devotional life is very, very simple. Path is simple, but we get lost. Therefore, now again the five will come now. Again, the previous five will be repeated now. Continue reading.
Fourth, sipping Charnamrit, the water that has washed the deities. These four additional items make 39 items for devotional service in all. And out of all of these, the following five are most important. First, to associate with devotees. Second, to chant the holy name of the Lord. Third, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Fourth, to live in a holy place such as Mathura or Vrindavan. And fifth, to serve the deity with great devotion.
Yeah, so this is again these five are repeated. So it came there also, now it is repeated again. Now it becomes 44. So so all these things, why? That's why, it's the mood is important, because these five things will give the mood. When we associate with devotees, then the mood will come. Chant the holy name of the Lord, then that's the focus area. That's the focus. And then the mood will come. To hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, then the mood will come. To live in a holy place such as Mathura, Vrindavan, then the mood will come. And to serve the deity with great devotion, then the mood will come. So that therefore the mood is important, That's why again these five are getting repeated. Although it came earlier, but now it is again just to emphasize the importance of these. And without this, the bhakti mood will not come. It will either get into the karma or in the jnana zone. Okay. Everything to live in a holy place such as Mathura, Vrindavan, and to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, to associate with. Why to associate with devotees is important? Okay.
Keep remembering always.
Huh? Okay.
For the example of the without expectation, even at that level.
So therefore we are associating. Okay. What else? Protection. Okay. What if somebody awards you protection? You're blessed to be protected about life and never fall away from devotion life. Will you choose to be in association? Yeah. Okay. Okay. What else? Enhances faith. Very good. All of you are saying the right things, and on the protection, this right only. What you're saying is right. And that is what spiritual world is also, where we aspire to go, association only. People are not in different rocks and they're chanting. Association. That's a place where we want to go. Everybody is associating. They're very closely associating. They have solid relations in serving Krishna. Right? That's where we want to go. So that's what the place is. So that's why associating with the devotees is important for us. We learn that. We learn to go into that place, and how will we stay? We just have devotees around. Okay. To chant the holy name of the Lord. So to associate with devotees, when it is important, do you think, when it's like initial part of the devotional life, middle part of the devotional life, last part of devotional life, when it is more important? Always? But let's say you become very stabilized in devotional life. Do you really need association? Seriously? Till what stage of advancement do you think association is needed? Always? Okay. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says that the there are the symptoms of devotional life, right? Okay, so putam, bijam, papam, and all this. Papa is destroyed, then the reactions are destroyed, the miseries are destroyed. The last thing which is to be destroyed is avidya. And you know when avidya, till what stage avidya continues? No, not prem. That's too much. Yeah. Prem is bhav. Till bhav, avidya continues. One can get bewildered even till bhav. Okay, can get bewildered. Prema means like self-same body, we can go back to it. There's no problem. So till bhav, that's why Bharat Mara's example comes actually, because avidya continues even till bhav. So even though one is very advanced and everything, one is knowing things, still one will get bewildered. So association becomes very, the point which you are mentioning now, protection. Because in avidya, what typically happens is that no one becomes very convinced of what one is doing. One thinks I'm very advanced, I'm knowing so many things, I have so many followers, I have so many people, I'm so powerful, preacher, I can do this, I can do that. But then, uh, till bhav also there is a issue. Avidya can impact us. Therefore, association corrects that actually. It helps us to be on the right path. When I'm not in association, I may think I will get drifted very easily to, and after a few months or years, I realize I'm very far from the devotion life. But when we are in regular association, it impacts us. When we are going wrong, oh no, I have to auto-correct myself, I have to correct myself, externally, internally, whatever you may say. It helps, it protects us, association. It's a big protection mechanism to make us continue to path on this. And then association also means friendship. Sometimes, association is not just about living and sleeping and eating with devotees. It also means opening heart with devotees. Okay, then what happens is, uh, you know, when we are going, why it is important to open heart in front of devotees and have friendship? What it helps? Networking? Or what? Connections will help in what? What will this relationship help with?
When the circumstances are not so favorable in our life,
Hmm.
then the relationship will give us the shelter in terms of facing those difficult circumstances. Maybe in matter of the life also.
Yeah, good point. And even if, yeah,
Emotional stability.
emotional stability, yeah. Circumstances going wrong, emotional stability. And when we are going wrong, somebody can correct us. Somebody can correct us. That correction is very important. Huh? If we have a personality, nobody can correct us, that's a problem. People feel people अरे प्रभु जी को कुछ बोल दिया तो खत्म है सब कुछ, विस्फोट ही हो जाएगा. हाँ? धमाके हो जाएंगे, धमाके. It's a problem. That means association will be difficult. But if you have personality where like, okay. And it's very difficult to take correction. It's not an easy thing. Sometimes but that's where, we have to drink it and take it with a positive spirit. So not just now, even later, because what happens when we become senior enough, one may become and get into islands. One may think that no, 20 years or 25 years. Still friendship is needed. That should be the basis of community, where not just at a junior level, that is more needed even at the senior level, because at senior level, no, you may think I'm very senior, so like no, I'm beyond correction. So जब बच्चे होते हैं voice या yoga में हम लोग तो then it will be like no, anybody can offer correction. You get so many corrections actually. Keep getting. But when you pass out, when you go into your lives, somebody may join ashram, somebody may get married. What happens after a point of time now? We take more responsibilities. People expect us to be independent. People expect us to drive things. People expect us to, that is where proactive relationships will matter more, because that is where we can go wrong with our patterns and everything. Therefore, community is very important. Therefore, community living is very important. You'll find somebody who can actually offer you some corrections and all those things. We can go wrong. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Vrindavan, actually, Juhu, towards the end, actually that time, people, even if they are getting married, no, they used to stay in temple only. There was no concept of working out, IT companies and all those things. Nothing like that. Everybody was staying in temple, But for the first time, this trend started, where a devotee in Mumbai, he decided that I'll work out on like a normal person, and I'll connect to the that was like one-off cases. Now it's like this is the norm. So then Prabhupada told that, uh, that actually this is what is going to happen in future. Therefore, building communities are important. It comes in Leela Amrit actually. It comes in towards the end when Prabhupada 1976 or something like that. Prabhupada says community living therefore will become important. So grahasthas, when they stay here and there, it will be difficult for them. When they stay in a community, it will be good. Wherever they are. It's not doesn't everybody can't come and stay in Pune, or this kind of community, but wherever it is. But some association or devotees is very important. Okay. To chant the holy name of the Lord. Sometimes I feel that it is chanting the holy name of the Lord is things. Even if you know things, why chanting is important is because we don't realize, but chanting is constantly fertilizing our heart. Just just like uh, plowing our heart regularly. So plowing, what is seen is the fruits and flowers. You never see the plowing. You never take plowing very seriously. But plowing, after plowing, the vegetation happens, then it's visible to everyone. But chanting is the constant plowing. It is going to take time. It's not going to happen very fast. The fruits, flowers, and all. See, we have to understand one thing. Bhakti is it's a transformational process, and transformations take time. Okay. Transformations don't happen. Quick fixes happen quickly. Transformations will take time. Patiently, one has to go on. Sometimes there's an over expectation in our mind also that no, chanting is very quickly going to bring purification. Very quickly, everything will go. Actually, it is very quickly from the standpoint of eternity, uh, but it takes time. One has to be patient. Okay, one has to continue in this process with great patience and wow, determination, especially chanting. To keep one's enthu in chanting renewed. Okay, initially we may have, but later on, what happens now? It just keeps getting sidelined, it goes back and all those. But we have to bring it back with your job, and then now your life is just starting. It's a part of it. Life will move on, right? The cycle moves on. It's not going to stop. But it's important that we take, ensure that somewhere it comes in the priority. Chanting, it gets deprioritized. And it will happen. We're conditioned. It will happen. So we have to bring it back as a priority. Then the plowing continues of the heart. Then naturally everything will happen. But just by chanting, everything will continue to happen. It said that chanting builds the appetite, hearing is the food. Then we get the energy. So chanting is happening, then we like to hear, we like to realize, we like to read, we like to absorb things and move on. So chanting therefore is very important. Regularly. See, I see that sometimes what happens is that people, they come this after taking Nityananda Sabha, I've seen that talking to many devotees who passed out from voices and their network and all that. Unfortunately, sometimes when it's not properly understood, devotees leave Krishna consciousness after leaving association, after leaving this thing. They get carried away, or the past habits come out and all those things. Initially they are like, they make very transformational external changes, and then they go away. So there's a pattern which I observe. So more than focusing on making transformational external changes, one should focus on deepening one's roots in philosophy and chanting. That should be the focus area. Okay. Then we can continue, because Whether we transform externals or not, externals will get transformed by its own accord with time. But when we can continue in all this is when this is a focus area. I think. Okay. Chant the holy name of the Lord. Very, very important. For Grahastha specifically, therefore, yatras are very important. What we do in our group is also like, we have like once in 2 months chanting of 32 rounds, like all of us we come chant. Sit down for 4 or 5 hours, just keep chanting because it just goes out of, focus. It goes out when you are especially, you are in the job and all and everything is there and okay, you have to move on, right? But it's important that one day we find on sit down and just absorb ourselves. Then our daily chanting kind of, then it goes out and then we have to bring it back. Then we have to bring it back. That is it is just to think that my life is going to be without struggle is a problem, is a problem. It will not happen. So we have to live with this, what I'll say, the constant bringing it back, going on. This is a way of life. Unable to read daily on our own, find some friend, read with him regularly. But reading is very important. Reading right sizes our consciousness. Reading will put eternal truth on a daily basis in our head. We will miss it. We will miss it if we are not doing it. Just like chanting is a constant flowing of our heart, reading will is a constant, blended I know, is a constant Om Agyan Atimiran. It's a constant medicine for the spiritual eyes. Impossible to be on the right path if we are not regularly reading. Impossible. It's just impossible. It's necessary condition, may not be sufficient, necessary. Without that, nothing is going to happen. Daily reading. What may, busy, this, that, so many. Reading is very important. That's why I'm saying these things, why it is important. Where is the external discussed about it? It is a core internal devotional processes. Again, they are emphasizing. Otherwise, one will just wear tilak and feel very happy about oneself. I am a devotee and no Bhakti, no Thakur's bhajans are also there. No, that no one is wearing kanti and doing this, all this, but one is actually not a Vaishnava because the mood of Vaishnavism is not there. Therefore, this is emphasized. That should be our focus. Okay, and then we do all those things. It's not that we neglect all those things, but this is preliminary. That's why Rupa Goswami again brings it back. To live in a holy place such as Mathura, Vrindavan. Okay, Prabhupada kind of, expanded on this and told that my temples are Vaikuntha themselves. So basically the point is that, to live in a place which is closer to, where some, active deities and all, or you do it, or create congregation, or create something. But devotees coming together and worshipping Lord, that's important. When we stay near that place, it becomes very, very healthy for our devotional life. And to serve the deity with great devotion. Okay. So, actually what happens with deities, this again, very important, especially like, I as a Grahastha can say that, I was yearning to serve deities. Of course, at home also we serve, and serving over here. My realization is that deity serving, it will make us, you know, Just like intelligence by hearing, it will influence the heart, and deity will purify our existence. Serving deities, it will purify our existence. It will deity endows us with the spiritual strength when we serve them. Endows us with the spiritual strength. We get the strength to continue on the path of devotional service just by serving deities. Very, very strong benefits of serving deities. So even if you go to the backup area, pick up some service, it just purifies our existence, So whatever we can do to serve deities, with great devotion, as it says, with affection, with loving feelings, when we serve deities, with attention, uh, then it's a very strong dose of purification. Immediately one gets by serving deities. So one should, in one's routine, find out that some time to go and serve deities. Maybe the backup, maybe cleaning, or maybe whatever is it. Tomorrow you get initiated, get Brahman initiation, go and serve deities. Very important, very, very good. It's a very solid service, very fulfilling service. Okay. So Prabhupada has offered us so much. Let us, take advantage of that. So, any questions anybody's having? 7:28, right? 8:10. Huh? I always keep some time for questions. Questions. And we can have some.
If you are very busy, then you exercising, the top of can we consider that as
Laptop what?
I couldn't read, I was computer.
1-2 days is fine. It should not become a regular feature. Obviously, as a human being, as a well, like every day is different. Once I asked Bhakti Vigna Vinashak Maharaj, so I told him that everything is no routine and everything, So he told that forget about you being a grahastha. I, as a sannyasi, I can tell you that every day is different for me. Every day is different. So it may happen someday that something is not working out. Come back. Just like you are here, from here you're going to Camp Temple, then some jam is there, you take a left and then come back. Come back on the road. That's important. It cannot become a regular, perennial, long-term, regular feature of life. That shouldn't happen. Getting my point? And the lesser load you have of responsibilities, then quicker you need to come back. Like there is a lady who has given birth to a child. It's a very intense process to keep the baby in the womb and to deliver the baby and to take care of the baby. For them, the phase is slightly longer. For you, the phase has to be like interviews like that. Getting my point?
You can consider that also seva.
That is fine, but you can consider that seva that when you are doing this thing diligently, then only that indirect devotional service is done. Because so the benefit, direct devotional service, indirect devotional service, what's the difference? Direct devotional service is, even if one is doing it inattentively, still it leads to sukriti. Indirect devotional service, if you are not able to, at best piety, material piety, So how can you understand that how it is helping, or you actually use it to help others in Krishna consciousness, is when you're doing all these things. Then it becomes direct devotional service. Or then it becomes equally purifying. Okay. Just like you're working and mindlessly working, and not mindlessly working means these things are not happening. Then at best it is, okay, you're doing some activity. But when it becomes devotional service, when this is happening seriously. Very important. Yeah.
See, now, like, some of us are going for my so regarding that, please give some advice.
Oh, Mayapur Yatra. Thank you for asking that. I am also going, so help me also. So, yeah, I mean, more and more dham when we are there. So that one is, of course, one should be, the focus is hearing Maharaj. That's the most important thing, because he's like doing an annual recharge. So for personally, I take it as, for me, that is the main area, which I want to focus on, is that for those 5:30 to 8:30, I am with full attention, with complete no fatigue, nothing. I just want to hear him and absorb everything, whatever he's saying. So that is the most important thing for. And then, of course, is that going to different places. Of course, going to different places, hearing about that for some. I mean, we generally follow the routine. I personally I sometimes prefer to stay back and chant and in front of etc. Of course, I have kids also, so morning they can't, or not always they can go. So I prefer to spend time with them and go for Ganges bath and all. But then make more of a devotional kind of this thing. But those who can go, and obviously all of you can go, and you should go to the various holy places. Don't think that okay, I can stay back and chant and all those things. So that is another thing. Third is that spending time to do some service to the visitors, to the devotees of the yatra who are coming for yatra. If we can pick up some service, if we can, again, to balance it out. It should not happen you're serving and then 5:30 and Maharaj is speaking, you're dozing off. That's not the goal. But if within that some service you can do, okay. But otherwise, what happens is that I'm here to just get. So something I do, something, okay, which I can do for, let's say, half an hour, 45 minutes. That is going to be very important. So we have some services. I don't know which groups you are. So Lalita group, we have some services and all. Huh? Lalita only, yeah? Very good, okay. So there are services which are there, serving also, and so they have asked me to take care from Lalita group. Something, anyone, if you are available, please let me know. But some service we do to the dham and all, to have the seva bhav. And I think very good thing is that let's enjoy the yatra, with meeting so many devotees and all. I really look forward for that, meeting so many devotees. So many devotees come meet from different places and all. So we should definitely not make it like this thing, and not take the tortoise should open all its limbs and take maximum association and all those things, and talk to various devotees, and it's like such a enjoyable experience to meet so many devotees, spend time with them, to meet your friends and all those things. So from various places when they come. So definitely take out some time after lunch, which typically happens. People sit and then they sit only. Sometimes they get up when Mara is going to push off, and Mara is about to come then. So, well, but then that is important, that we spend time with devotees whom we really take association over there, because there are many senior or many equals or many juniors. If you have been guiding, spend time with them, because they really look forward. So it's a very good time to spend time with devotees like that. So I think these things, nothing special as such, I'll say. And if it helps, then preparing for yatra, maybe hearing. I see some excerpts which are coming from the previous yatras which have happened in Mayapur and all, and so that is there. But I think just that we open the senses and enjoy the Mayapur, experience and devotees and this, that also, satisfies the heart. Okay, we bowl 8:11. I have breached by 1 minute. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. I go Premanande.